Is considered a historic judgment. A Southeast Portland man took on his former landlord and won a $20 million lawsuit after he proved the owners failed to make safety repairs.
I'm Robbie Trebelhorn, and this is my story. Growing up in Southeast Portland, my memories were really about playing sports. My dad was the manager of the local baseball team, moved on to manage the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. February 2016 seemed like an ordinary night. I was coming back from a meeting at Cleveland High School and I forgot something in my car. So I wanted to hustle back down, and suddenly a second-story concrete walkway collapsed below me. One of my legs went right through the concrete and the other one went the other direction. I blew out my ACL and my meniscus. I had surgery, and it changed the person that I was. I was active. Anytime I wanted to do anything, I could do it. But after this incident, I was different. I knew what happened to me was a serious injury, and I needed somebody to stand up to a large company like this. So I went to Kafoury McDougal.
Robbie Trebelhorn lived at Prime Wimbledon. Wimbledon Square Apartments has 600 units. It's owned and run by Prime out of LA. It's worth more than $7 billion. It's one of the largest landlords in the world.
Years before Robbie Trebelhorn fell through that concrete, Prime had been told by their employees and by outside contractors that they needed to fix serious life safety concerns in all 58 buildings.
Here, this is a better look at the concrete. It's completely deteriorated. The flashing is gone. And back underneath here, this is the side view of the deck structure at 201. This here is the rim joist that holds it all together. Completely compromised.
The walkway that collapsed under Robbie Trebelhorn was concrete supported by wooden beams. The wooden beams were rotten, falling apart. Wimbledon knew this, and so when the concrete walkway cracked, they covered it up with a thin layer of concrete to create the illusion of safety.
We brought in an expert who had inspected 30,000 buildings in his life, and he testified this was the worst conditions of a building he'd ever seen.
Our case was so powerful that the attorneys for the other side essentially put on no defense. And in final argument, the defense lawyer for Prime got up and said, "You know, there's a lot of evidence in this case, and all of it makes my client look really bad."
After a week-long trial, the jurors came back and hit him for $20 million in punitive damages. And my favorite part, one of the jurors walked out afterwards and said, "That was easy."
Rachel, this tenant says he has a message for landlords.
That's right, Brenda. He says it sends a message to slumlords that tenants can fight back and that you should never sacrifice the safety of your tenants to keep making money.
People who have been injured by dangerous conditions that are tolerated by their landlord need to know that they have remedies. They can get up off the mat. They can fight back, and they can win.
I hope my story empowers tenants to stand up for their rights, and it sends a message to landlords that they can't treat people like this.